gonna do this actually, because like without his fisherman, this is gonna be like a bish to defend. Yeah, okay, he goes lightning, and then he has to go for like a last second log on the graveyard, and it still gets a lot of damage. What is up, gamers? It's Turkey here, and I just gotta say, it is a good day to be playing Clash Royale. Whenever there is an old deck archetype that used to be really good in the meta but fell off the face of the earth and finally comes back into the meta, it's worth celebrating. And a lot of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. I probably sound like I'm yapping, but Graveyard is back in the meta. For years and years, Graveyard was a fundamental deck in Clash Royale, and it's been kind of sad to see it fall off in the last few months, I would say. Probably because it didn't really get any great evolutions that traditionally fit in the deck. But for some reason, this combination of cards works well, like really well. Like 3 people in the top 10 global are cooking with this deck. So if you're like me and you're just tired of the same old 3 decks being used over and over and over, let's try something new. And I promise you, this deck is really strong, but don't take my word for it, because as we know, talk is cheap. So come along for the ride and I will show you how to cook your opponents properly with this deck. Into our first match of the video, and it sounds weird to say, but I'm excited to play as Graveyard. I miss playing against Graveyard. I think in general, for the game and for the meta, the more variety of decks that we see, the better. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm sick of playing against the same 5 decks over and over and over again. Go Ice Wizard like this. I was trying to keep the Fire Spirit off my tower. Oh, good. Looks like he's playing some sort of bait deck. No, it's going to be a Mortar. Okay, we're going to Cage here to block for the Mortar and kind of for the Musketeer. Shoutouts to Goblin Cage. Once the Cage pops, though, the Mortar would have locked onto the tower, so I go for this little Goblinstein reset. Like, this is one of the decks that, remember when I said, you know, I'm all about diversity? It's like, I'm so sick of playing against Mortar, man. It's so frustrating and just so repetitive, and unarguably a top 3 win condition. This is new, though. This specific combination of cards I have not seen. Just gonna poison this. And we should be okay. Cannon card I don't think locks onto the tower, so Royal Hog's Mortar. Points for creativity. I mean, I can't say that I was expecting that. Goblin Cage is going to be important. I think I want to save it for the Hoggies. It truly looks like we're playing against like a homemade deck, so I don't have any like advice right off the bat. And I'm going to go Goblinstein here. Whenever I play Mortar, I make videos on Mortar, it's like they always just Goblinstein into my Mortar. So I'm going to do that. It's going to take care of the whole thing. And saving my Goblin Cage for the piggies, like I said, was something that I felt like was a good play. And right as we say that. Yeah, I misclicked it though, so I'm going to have to NATO. But because we have Cannon card, it's all good. Or because we have Evo Skeletons, it's all good. He goes for the Earthquake. It's not a bad play, but since he spent the Earthquake, I guess I spent the NATO. We're going to go in here. Delivery comes down, but it's going to get walloped, and it's actually going to keep my Doctor alive, so I can pop this ability, and my Doctor should live this interaction. Ooh, and that gang just gets fried. You could tell he thought that the Doctor was going to go down, but actually lived, so that was really nice for me. I'm actually going to go Bar Barrel. Oh, I'm worried it's not going to get down. Yeah, I was worried that I don't think that Bar Barrel would have gotten down in time, so I kind of had to overspend, and I'm just going to poison here. He also doesn't want to really go Royal Hogs into this. Okay. And Bar Barrel just to clean all this up because he's going to get a small Mortar lock in that situation. Okay, so I know we didn't defend that perfectly, but to get out of that, only taking that much damage, I feel like is pretty good. I'm going to go Goblinstein here and just immediately pop the ability. It'll clean a lot of this spam up. Nice. Beautiful. The monster almost gets to the tower. Okay, I'm just going to let this go. I know he's going to delivery. We're going to reset here. I think Bar Barrel did get down in time this time, so that's good for us. Okay. Stein here, pop the ability. Should fry everything up. I'm going to Tornado everything into the ability and just continue to DPS it down. Cool. He wasted his Evo Musk. Not wasted, but like, you know, didn't really get too much for him offensively. I guess using it defensively is not necessarily a waste, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to Barbarian Barrel, yeah, because I was ready for the Mortar, and he does go for the Mortar. So we're going to Cage an Ice Wizard to DPS down the Mortar. Okay, and I'm going to get ready to clog this lane, like so. Pop this ability, perfect. That's why you clog the lane, is because Mortar players love to drop the Mortar and then just spam like that, and that is exactly why we defended in that manner. I can actually let this Musketeer go. Okay. Goes for the late Earthquake. I think now is our time to go in. We have to see, like, that is like the way you play Graveyard a lot of the time is you just wait and you wait and you wait and you find a moment where you can maybe go in, and it just felt like it was a good time for us to go in. I'm just trying to take this Muskie off the map quickly, and we do. So we're going to go Cage here, and then I'm going to Bar Barrel because I think he's going to Earthquake. He does not Earthquake, but that's okay. Goblinstein, pop the ability. It's just so hard for him to go in because we can just clog this all up. I'm going to take this poison all day long. It's really difficult for me to go in for a Graveyard anyway. I'm going to go for a high Goblin Cage, just in case he predicts, goes for a prediction NATO. Okay, Skeleton's down low just to mitigate damage. Okay. Truly just mitigated damage. Okay. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for my time to go in. It's not yet. Okay. That's probably going to be a good game, I think. I think we edged him out at the end. So GG's to that Mortar player. I mean, it was really close. Graveyard is such a patient deck, but I felt like I wasn't really worried that entire match. So GG's. Weird first game. We're going to hold that W, and I'll see you in the next match. Okay, in our next match against this player, the fact about Graveyard is, like, it is a slow deck. It is a control deck. It is a chip deck. Like, it's not flashy and bright and all that. It's not like a spam deck. It's not fast-paced necessarily. Most of the time, you're just kind of waiting for your opponent to overcommit, and then you're waiting for your moment to strike. Okay, I'm going to go Ice Wizard here. It's going to do well against the bats. Okay, my man spent a lot, so we're going to be aggressive. I'm not really thinking of going for a Graveyard at this moment. I'm just going to pop this ability, honestly. And should do really well. Ooh, maybe we can... Yes! Okay, so those Spear Goblins got taken care of because of that. So that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, you could kind of feel the over-aggression from my opponent. I didn't even necessarily need to go for the Graveyard in order to get good damage. So really happy with that interaction. The matchup looks decent, too. I mean, Mega Knight, we should be able to kind of... Maybe not walk circles around Mega Knight. Like, a good Mega Knight player will give you the work. But we should be able to do okay. Wow. Okay, I wasn't ready for that. We're going to go Cage to hopefully pull in the RG and immediately go for the Bar Barrel. And now this RG just gets pretty much, like, just destroyed. He gets, like, one shot for that. Okay, if he defends this at all... Oh, wow. Yeah, he has to spend more on that, I think. Otherwise, it's going to, like, take his entire tower. Yep. Oh, my gosh, dude. Oh, that did so much damage. Wow, so really good defense. RG Mega Knight, what are these decks that we keep facing up against? It's like, these people are so creative. Okay, I'm going to cycle my Skeletons to get to my Evo. And I'm fine cycling my Goblin Cage. I know he has RG, but I don't really have a better thing to cycle. And when I'm up in Elixir, like I feel like I am, I don't really want to wait. Okay, last second Bar Barrel here, just so we don't leak, but also so we don't waste Elixir. I'm just going to take the poison. I know it's a -1 trade, but Firecracker is annoying. Like I said, I don't necessarily have anything better to cycle. Okay, I'm going to do this. Opposite lane of where he spent. So if he plops a Mega Knight on this, he's not going to be fully supporting the RG, which is kind of what we want. I'm going to get ready to Tornado anything into that, but he doesn't really give me value. Ice Wizard over in the corner. And I think I'm going to Evo Skeletons early here. It'll force out some form of defense. This should pull in the Mega Knight. Tornado everything back. And Ice Wizard, dude, is such an underrated defensive card. Look at that Stonewall defense, dude. Oh my gosh, that was disgusting. Ice Wizard Tornado, arguably the best defensive just wombo combo in the game, man. It's so freaking strong. I'm going to do this. Pop this ability just to slow it down. I'm just going to let it get like a shot here. One hit won't really do too much in the grand scheme of things. I don't even know if it got a hit. Cage over here. Poison onto this, tower, and the Skelly Barrel. And we're looking really, really good. Like, I just feel in control of this match. Tornado onto these bats, he still needs to spend. And Scar may kind of get out of jail free card in that situation, but we're just looking so good, man. It would kind of take a miracle for this man to break through, to be honest. Goblin Cage is going to suck that RG in. He goes for the arrows. We're going to Goblinstein. Now he's got to defend this counter push, so... Good luck, Chuck. We're going to go like this, pop the ability. Going to take all that damage onto the tower. This is just... It's just a good matchup. Like, I don't know what to say other than it's just a good matchup, man. These exist in Clash Royale, you know what I mean? Huh? Okay, I need to be careful here, though, for sure. Okay, I don't want this to get any more damage. Yeah, that was like a poor defense by me. Because he's low on daggers, I'm going to continue to pressure. I think it's a good move because it'll be awkward for him to defend fully. And I think we're going to clean up the match. We almost choked it on that defense. But we played really, really well. Great tornado there to clean up the Skarmy. Almost choked it on that defense, but net, it was a good game. I'm happy of how I played it. Another 5-minute match almost. We'll see you in the next game. Into our next match against Vincent. There's something just beautiful about the way this deck plays. Like, I don't know. I'm not a graveyard player. I typically run variants of bait decks. But there's beauty in like a good and controlled graveyard player. Like a good graveyard player stresses me out. I don't like playing against a talented graveyard player. Okay. There's a really popular Mortar deck right now that runs this combination of cards. So I'm curious if that's what we're up against. We'll see. But the Mega Knight's throwing me off. Unfortunately, the Ice Wizard lives. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to do this, actually, and then pop the ability and just clean all this up. Skeleton's high for the guards. We're going to take some guard damage. Not too much, though. Okay. I have an idea. He actually spent a lot there. So we're going to do this and get the... Nah, we don't get the bar barrel down in time. Darn it! If the bar barrel got down in time, that could have been a really, really good strategy. But nonetheless, it's still going to be a good chunk of damage. I don't really have to worry about him popping the ability. We take care of the Ice Wizard and the Doctor, so we can just go Skeletons here. Good idea, just a little slow. I'm actually going to take the King Tower activation here. I wasn't going to, but then he went for the NATO on 1 Elixir Skeleton. So King Tower activation, gonna be great. I think with this deck... depending on what you're playing against, like if you're not playing against Mortar or RG, you always want the King Tower activated, or Expo, you don't really need it. But since we're playing against Mega Knight, gonna take that Expo activation. Okay. We're gonna go, or King Tower activation, excuse me. Gonna go for like a low bar barrel here. Fair enough. Okay. He does get good damage with that bomber. It is what it is. Okay. Easy defense, honestly. Yep. Shoutouts to all this. We're gonna go Stein here. Ooh, do I poison this? I think he's just gonna pop a Mega Knight on it. I'm gonna poison and pop the ability. No, that's a bad play. I mean, it wasn't a horrible play. It just wasn't great. It wasn't really what we were after. It's okay, though. I'm gonna set up an Ice Wizard, and we're gonna try and get, like, a high Goblin Cage just to protect all this. Yeah, he goes for the NATO. We're gonna be okay. Yeah, the Mega Knight is just interesting in this matchup. I'm gonna try and kite it away. And then go like this. And the Evil Skeletons are gonna get a ton of value here. And I think this is where he messed up. Okay, maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, that's good damage over there. He just kept spamming me, so I felt like I needed to go for some form of pressure in the other lane to get him off my back, for lack of a better word. Skeleton surrounding. He used to pop like a Mega Knight on that. Ooh, failed tornado. That's huge for us. Okay. I'm going to poison on all of this and just tornado it. Keep it in the poison for a little bit longer. Okay. Need this Doctor to go down. No, forgot about that. Okay, it only... Ooh. No, don't touch my tower, please. Yeah, I just had to waste that there because I had a lapse in memory. Okay, let's get aggressive here. Yep, we're going to get aggressive here. Beautiful. It's going to be a great poison as well. Pop the ability. We're going to take all of this damage. We're going to eat it up. And as soon as the Doctor goes down, we're going to go for these Evo Skeletons here. Fine with me. Pretty much, I feel like as long as you don't get cheesed by the Evo Berry, we're probably going to be okay. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Gotta be mindful of that Evo Berry. It's coming soon. I'm just going to poison this. Skeletons. I gotta go in for this graveyard here. Just to keep him on his toes, otherwise he can defend too easily. I'm gonna tornado this to the opposite lane. Ooh, and we hit the berry, and we hit the berry! And that's gonna be GG's. Honestly, really good match. I do think we had matchup. I don't think we played it perfectly, but there were moments of brilliance. Again, cold and calculated with graveyard. We'll see you in the next match. Alright, up here against Marco. And I will be the first to admit, I am not a graveyard player. Like, I play this deck, you know, for videos and, you know, it's for fun recreationally, but, you know, there are lots of people who are very, very good with graveyard. And I want to make sure that I'm doing the deck justice, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not. I mean, like I said right now, I'm just not the best graveyard player. I'm good, decent, but I promise you this deck is really strong. Like I said, so many people inside the top 10 that are even just using this deck. I'm going to go like this just to get the Doctor off the board before he can, like, pop the ability. I mean, he still might pop the ability. I'm just going to do this, honestly. And have my poison ready for whatever he plays, because that is going to tank for the graveyard for a little bit. Don't really get much damage, so don't really know if that was the play, but just thought I'd give it a try. Ooh, okay, we need to be careful. Ooh, 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 I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. I'm in danger. Or am I? No, Ice Wizard. Defensive Poison is so freaking good on defense. I don't really know if we can punish them, though, to be honest. Nah, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to let it go. So up here against Elixir Golem, I think we should have a good matchup. But you never really know. Just from what I've seen, it looks like it would be a good matchup, but we'll see. Just going to cage high for this. Don't want to mess around. Don't want to give him any value with this. Maybe we can get a nice counter push even. Okay. He just spent 5 elixir, so I'm going to do this. Because an E-Dragon by itself is, like, pretty bad. Like, it doesn't do anything. So I can kind of just ignore it and, like, just take that graveyard damage. I don't need to go for a poison. I'm going to save my poison for defense. I think that's the right play. But I just took half his tower. And I split up his push, so it was like a double win, if you will. And I'm just going to go poison here. Go for a high goblin cage. I'm going to tornado everything back. Ooh, he's back to another one. That's problematic for sure. We're going to go Stein. Pop this ability. It's really that E-Drag that is menacing in this situation. Okay. He does get a lot of damage of his own. He's going to pop the ability. It is what it is. That could have been way worse for us than it was, so I'm fine. Alright. Okay, go for a Goblin Cage here and kind of just reset. Ooh, Dark Prince is one of his best answers to the graveyard. Alright, we're going to reset. I think I can defend without the Stein, so I'm going to do this and cycle it. I'm going to go for an early poison here. Maybe try and get back to a second one. We'll see. He knows I want to go in. I mean, I'm not going to go in this situation. I think it would be an overcommittal. Tornado all of this back. Tornado Ice Wiz, I told you, is a goated combo. It's like the Wendy's 4-for-4. It's just goated. And all of this is going in the lane opposite that he wants to go in, but maybe that's the goal for him. I'm not sure. Okay. Moment of truth here on defense. We just need this all to die is the problem. Okay, nice. We need the healer to go down. Beautiful. Alright, we lived. We lived. We lived. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. If there's one thing that this deck can do, it's definitely defend. Alright. Time to get aggressive here. Because he spent a lot. Nice. The arrows come down, but probably a little too early. Probably a little too early. And guess what? We're back to another graveyard. And that's going to be GG's. We played it pretty well. I mean, that was definitely our matchup. And I made some mistakes on defense, but really happy of how we played it and how we were able to edge out a win. I mean, that's what matters at the end of the day, is that you can consistently edge out wins. Pause. All right, we'll see you in the next match. Up here against Elixir. I'll tell you, this guy had like a top 100 finish, so pray for your boy. With the Goblin Cage, I actually think you want to play it like that. I don't know how to describe it. Like close. Because it like pushes back the RG, and it's not like it DPSs it down anyway. Okay, so he doesn't have his Fisherman in hand. So I might go for the Goblinstein just because like it's so good against the Goblinstein. Okay. I'm going to do this actually because like without his Fisherman, this is going to be like a bish to defend. Yeah, okay, he goes Lightning and then he has to go for like a last second log on the graveyard, and it still gets a lot of damage. Great recognition against, you know, a high level player, noticing the situation that it's very difficult for him to defend without a Fisherman. He didn't know what I was using, and that's probably why he played it the way he played it. Against a player of this caliber, though, I'm never going to act like the game is over. I'm sure I can lose this game at any moment. Okay. We'll see, though. Evo Goblin Cage does really, really good in this situation. I'm actually just going to poison the Fisherman. It's just such a good card for him that, like, I don't even want to mess with it. I don't even want to mess with it. When it is not on the board, it is, like, leaps and bounds better for me than when this card is on the board, so... I'm actually... Yep, okay. What did I say? Oh, gotta NATO this back. Go for Cage. Oh, I just sold this match, didn't I? Damn. Yeah, what a... I mean, good. Well played, dude. This guy knows what he's doing. We're gonna wait. Oh, I'm a salesman, bro. Give me my quarterly bonus. Ay, caramba. That could have been worse, but my god, it could have been better, too. Might just go NATO on this and just get a safe King Tower activation. Not that it matters, but it's also really just like the only card that I have in cycle to stop it. Might go Lightning and I want to wait here. Please, sir! Okay, can't afford a Lightning yet. Okay, that's decent. That's decent. Like I said, I don't want to give him a King Tower activation. I don't want to go in when he has like that Fisherman for an ease of defense. This will be nice. I'll pop this ability, and that is going to get DPS down really, really well. So, phew, 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 phew. That could have been way worse for us. He actually just cycles a Lightning. That's probably the right play. Okay. Now, I think he's outside of a Lightning cycle range, but we're inside of a poison range. Nearly. Oh, get on the tower. Get on the tower. Bang. Bang. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to do this. And NATO this away, and Lightning doesn't do enough. So GG's to a really, really good player. We put ourselves in a position to win that game. And he BMs too, dude. He's so salty. We'll hold that dub, and we'll see you in the next match. Into our last match of the video against Everest. I've been having a lot of fun using this deck, but the matches do tend to go a little longer with Graveyard, which I know a lot of people enjoy. Some people don't enjoy. I think I'm going to wrap it up here. The video will be around 20 minutes. We'll see, though. You never know. All right, Ice Wizard here. Bats don't tell me much. I mean, could be Meganite, could be Mortar. I mean, like, they're a fairly versatile card. I'll cycle my Goblin Cage here. I assume he's going to play something onto the Ice Wizard and not just let it get, like, 300 damage onto the tower. Goes for the Rage. Okay. I mean, I'll take that damage all day. Okay, I'm going to go Goblinstein, kind of like slow roll in the lane that my Brawler is going to counter push in. Oh, no, I'm dead. I might be dead here. Two of my defensive cards are out of hand. I don't want to overcommit on offense. Oh, okay. I got to get back to my defensive cards, I feel like. Okay. Cage is going to be nice, though. Cage and Ice Wizard are going to do great on defense. I mean, this is the dream combo right here. Cage, Ice Wizard. Like, are you kidding me? Ice Wizard, Tornado. You think you can out-defend Ice Wizard, Tornado? I don't know. I don't think you can out-defend Ice Wizard, Tornado. This is the dream team. This is the dream team. Ooh, make it a double. Make it a double. Yeah, so that trade actually worked out way better for us, if you couldn't tell. Very good. And this will take the whole tower if he doesn't spend on it, so I have no complaints. Other than the fact that we're playing against Elixir Golem. But I made a video on Elixir Golem yesterday, so I'm no better than he. I'm just going to let this Cage do its thing. If he pops the... I'm just going to poison that. I kind of have to. I don't really have a better play, to be honest. Oh, I could have gone Graveyard, but it's all good. I'm going to cycle my Bar Barrel and just try and get some chip onto the tower. If he takes it or doesn't take it. We'll see, he does. Okay, I'm actually gonna go Goblinstein like this, where the monster is pushing into him, because then I can just pop the ability, right, and it just destroys his whole push. At least that's the idea, is that it would just like obliterate his whole push. We'll see if it, in actuality, works like that. We'll see. Just gonna tornado all of this back. Poison over here. High Cage, Ice Wizard. It's like so hard not to get overwhelmed against this deck, to be honest. You can kind of see it like happening, but they're just going to continue to spam you, and you just got to continue to place cards down. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but you know, you have a good matchup. Like, we have a good matchup. I'm not going to overthink this, and we're going to blow them up right here, so it's all good. I just need to make sure that I can defend, yeah, GG's. Alright, GG's against that toxic deck. I mean, I think we played it well. We 1000% had matchup. You just can't get overwhelmed. So, just keep swimming, man. Just keep placing cards down. I'll hold that W. And we'll see you in the outro. And that is going to wrap up today's video. This is the deck one more time in case you want to take a screenshot. I'll also put a link to this deck in the YouTube description so you can just open it inside of Clash Royale. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, Stoke That Graveyard is here and back in the meta, and just that it's something different. There is a learning curve to this deck, like a lot of decks. You know, I don't think I played it perfect. I'm not the best Graveyard player. I think the content was good and entertaining, and I hope that you feel the same. So let me know what you think of this deck in the comment section. I enjoy reading your comments and your feedback, and just any engagement in general. And I really hope to see you in another video real soon. Peace out!